Welcome everyone! I probably hit... Okay, there we go. There's a loading thing. Okay, yeah. Now, I hit it in good time. Welcome everyone! We are the Grin Brothers, and we're beginning our newest playthrough.
Why can't you use screenshots for your profile icon?
It makes sense. They've done this whole Nintendo Switch missions thing, where you can unlock parts and make your own icons now.
Weird.
I was uninterested because the ones that they showed up, for instance, were Super Mario Odyssey and Animal Crossing based ones, and they couldn't just allow me to buy, like, because they do it on a rotation thing. And it's like, why not just let me buy any of them you got, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Do I go do missions to earn platinum coins? Luckily, all the missions are based off games that you can access via the NES Online or the SNES Online.
Yeah.
So if you have the online, you've got access to be able to do any of the missions. Like currently, it's like play Super Mario Brothers for the NES. I think like 20 times.
Why would you do that?
I will say though, like it's interesting. Super Mario Bros. For the NES. I love the level design, but I don't like how it feels. Meanwhile, you've got Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, which is way too hard, but it feels so much better.
Yeah.
It's such a smoother experience.
I didn't expect this to be a thing. Oh, there we go. Square
Enix presents.
Squeenix.
After winning everyone over with opening the music store on YouTube so you can listen to over 22,000 soundtracks, they proceed to make several mistakes.
Yes. It's Squeenix way.
Also, I love how this QC game is like this hard rock sort of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's not that hard, but yes.
Well, no, it's not that hard now because of the...
What the hell is that?
Ben.
Ben?
Behemoth.
Why is he called Ben?
Ben for Behemoth.
Cool. I was going to say, wouldn't Beth be a more fitting name?
And in the long line of always unconnected Chocobo games, here's Chocobo GP.
Yeah, why are none of them connected in any way, shape, or form?
It's a case of it's like the Astro Boy thing. It's just reusing the characters over and over again.
I liked the card game. Okay, thanks.
Okay, here you go. You may have heard some of it. Now for why people aren't happy.
Yeah, it's like a mobile game, isn't it? Apologies for the inconvenience.
That's the apology for being a mobile-like game.
Okay.
Opens up with a limited time. You've only got time to unlock these characters. If you go to the shop, you can see the problems.
Wallpaper?
You can buy more of those.
Sounds fair. Yes, voice. I'm gonna do that as much as I like the music that's playing right now.
Kind of like it's actually the voice actor for Sherma who's singing it as well. Well, voice actress. Yeah, you got tickets up here. Quill, which of course buying Squall is limited time only. You've got 62 days left to buy Squall.
Okay. And then colours.
Yep.
They look disgusting. Gee, who made that text font?
They're stickers. There's double number stickers. They're not the only number stickers.
Yeah,
not all font is like that.
Good, because it's like it's pulsating and bulging
I'm
out.
assuming it's just an oddly coloured cloud. Poor Goblin, you were playable in the original Chocobo Racing, and now you're reduced to just a sticker.
We also have
The Mithril!
which is paid.
Yep. Did you know this is a PEGI 3 game?
Yeah.
And this is what they open with. Like, I really like this game in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
However, like I saw a Tumblr post which represented my exact views on it. I cannot in good conscience recommend this game to people because of just how heavy it dives into its in-game currency. So I hope you'll be able to enjoy seeing the story and gameplay of this game through this. Now, I'm not sure if Rafi wants to practice first to get used to the feel of the game, or if he's just going to dive straight into the story. Admittedly, the first thing starts with a tutorial, but...
I'll say it's a tutorial, I know.
The other thing I will complain about this game...
Master.
Yeah. The other thing I will complain about this game with, though, is there's no option to make drift the back trigger. It's R button for drift, but you can't make it ZR. You can make, luckily, because like you got accelerate is like A, but the super ability is Y, which doesn't work. But you can use ZL for the ability instead.
Okay.
But there's no workaround with the drift.
Where is it? To think I dropped it after having come so far.
They talk.
It's over there.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Ironically, Moogle here is the only Moogle who says Kupo. Despite how that being the signature of all Moogles.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all the Chocobo games, they share the characters, but they don't share continuity with one another, so they reuse them over and over again.
Moogle's dead.
What is this place? Where am I?
Please accept my sincerest apologies. It was never my intention to involve you.
What are you doing?
I am the perfectly trustworthy, mysterious voice! Also, apologies if I sound funny, I've got a bit of a cold.
I'm getting better from a cold.
Lovely middle of the road here. Also, I've got to be honest, the first time I heard Moogle here, okay, we already know, he's Hero X. His monkey head changes every game, but he's Hero X.
Yeah.
The first time I heard him, he just sounds like a VTuber. He kind of sounds like, you know, one of the Coconut video sort of thing. You know, the sort of like weird gibberish sound effects of unusual high pitch.
Yeah.
With a word thrown in the end that means nothing.
Don't take up residence in me.
Now just sign the contract with your blood. Okay, Kupo!
And then he's dead. Yeah.
Where'd he go? Why that little... To think that he managed to give me the slip.
Why were you even chasing a Moogle?
Who goes there?
He who calls himself Gilgamesh.
I've not given anyone the slip, Kupo. When you need him...
No longer fleeing Moogle. I love it when they change it like that.
With eyes gently sparkling behind his brilliant hair.
That is not a safe way to maneuver your vehicle.
Not at all. Nor is it as safe to stand on the front of your vehicle as it's moving.
No fear. Racing Hero X.
5 seconds ago you were complaining that your car was shoddy.
Well, look who it is. If it isn't the Moogle from earlier, I finally got you.
I've got to say, they never explained why Gilgamesh was chasing after this random Moogle.
Ah.
If I beat you, I'll be
Oh wait, no. There we go. There's the explanation.
Why
Not that
not?
it makes any sense.
Yep.
I think they've just done wheels in place of his obsession with swords, even though he's still got a bunch of swords behind him.
Yeah.
Because Gilgamesh's thing is that
He collects
after Final
swords.
Fantasy V, he's appeared in multiple other Final Fantasy. This one is based on Final Fantasy V, though.
Yeah.
But after that, he's appeared in multiple other Final Fantasy games, like quite a few other characters, and he's often a sword collector. The best appearance a lot of people say is after Final Fantasy V, where he's got a story role, is his Final Fantasy XII appearance, where he's an optional boss battle, and all of his swords are counterfeit versions of all the main character swords throughout the Final Fantasy games.
Which is cool. And also highlights how many swords they have. Skip, I guess.
Now, can you pass the tutorial?
Yeah.
This took me quite a while.
What?
From the beginning! Yeah, drifting takes a little while to get used to because you've got like a slight hop to it. I've heard people give up because they get stuck on passing this tutorial.
Okay, they want you to stop, like, press at a particular point.
Then keep hold of that until, yep.
Because they keep...
Stopping you, I know.
Yeah.
There we go! You got past the challenge of the tutorial!
Oh my god, that was one of the worst tutorials
I know,
I've
it's
ever had to
awful.
deal with. That was so clunky.
So, random thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's kind of related, Switch games and all. Along with when I downloaded the Kirby and the Forgotten Land demo, which I've played and enjoyed, I also downloaded the Vocaloid game on the Nintendo Switch as the download of its demo. And I gotta say, I'm kind of glad I downloaded it as a demo and I skipped out on buying it from when I was originally considering it.
Yeah.
Because the first time I tried to play it, I made a mistake. I decided, well, I'll curl up in my bedroom, sit down in my cozy bed, and play this game in handheld mode. About 5 minutes after playing this Vocaloid game, my hands were cramping up so horribly.
Yeah.
The Switch is not good for that. No, like the 3DS was already a bit tricky with hand cramp
Yeah.
as play, but the Switch's Joy-Cons are just far worse for it. I was going to have a decent enough time when I instead played it on the TV, but
In handheld mode.
in handheld mode, oh gosh, it's a nightmare.
Well, that was exciting.
Also, admittedly, the colours, otherwise the Vocaloid game was pretty good. The colours of the letters don't quite pop as well, so I was missing a lot more letters than a lot more button presses than I usually do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like handheld mode, it is awful. It's just like immediate hand cramp. The Switch Joy-Cons just aren't big enough.
Yeah. Joy-Cons are, like, really small. I'm not a huge...
But it's weird because it's in comparison to 3DS, but I think the 3DS had the better shape overall
Yeah.
for it.
You are to follow my orders.
Why?
Not exactly, yeah. I will possess this body. I'm a moogle! Okay, not quite the most intimidating body I can possess, eh?
Yeah.
It's like Garland takes off his helmet. Chocobo! Yes, I, the great intimidating villain and later chaos, am part moogle.
Does he have a pom-pom?
I don't know. We never saw him without his helmet.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, the Moogle backstory came after Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah.
Because Moogles weren't even introduced until, I think, Final Fantasy 3.
Which is weird to think about, isn't it?
Mm.
Adventures New Beginning.
Chocobos weren't introduced until Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah.
Goblins predate all of them! And goblins weren't included as a playable character.
Oof. Yep. Same, buddy.
Yeah, the original Chocobo racing game also kind of followed Chocobo and Mog primarily, although now it's because there's two Moogles, they've had to name one of them. So here's Atla. Which I just realised, despite having, another recurring Moogle character, they don't have Stiltskin at all.
They don't, no.
Because there's another recurring named Moogle. But I guess because the character of Atla here has to be very specific compared to Stiltskin, who's generally seen as a better person, whereas Atla, well, you'll soon see that.
I hate his voice already.
Oh, I hate racing against him. He's an absolute ass.
He sounds very nasally.
I really can't talk at the moment, given I do also sound nasally at the moment.
I mean, yeah, but you're ill.
Yeah, the Vocaloid demo only has two sort of songs, but it basically allows you to have all the characters from the get-go, so you can listen to those two songs in several different voices, which is interesting.
Oh, that's nice, then.
Just keep zooming and zooming and zooming.
It's like the Fallout covers.
Racing Hero X and Fallout 5.
Hooded Fat Chocobo. What a name.
Very suspicious about that plum-colored moogle.
I best eat him.
Like I did the others. That's why there's only two Moogles.
Why do you think I'm fat?
Our deepest desire shall be granted, huh?
Also, this is absolutely hilarious. This next couple sort of frames.
What did you ask for, Pa?
Excellent question, Camilla.
I want the death of all Moogle!
Gotta say, this character here, best character.
What? Farmer.
You'll find out by the very end.
That sounds like a waste of a wish. With a bit of effort, you could accomplish that yourself.
Oh.
Good point.
Why can Chocobo not talk, but all the others can?
Before that, there's something that concerns me. Have you ever considered changing your name to something more conventional? Daughter's name plus Pa is quite...
That's not your actual name, is it? There are many types of people in this world. Strange names, Cabal.
Says the
humor
guy
in this-
called Racing Hero X.
Sure, but I'm fairly.
Yeah, but Racing Hero X is actually a nickname he gives himself.
Yeah.
Claire, what about you? What would you ask for?
Ask the fat chocobo named Claire.
That is not something that I wish to reveal at this point in time.
So, we just decided to drop the name.
Yeah, the humor of this game, I'd say, is mostly good. The problem is that a lot of the humor gets a bit repetitive, but that's because of how quick the story. You know,
Yeah.
the nature of this game is that Square Enix really wants you to play through the story quick, so you can then jump up in that Chocobo GP mode to constantly play online and then, you know, earn money, spend money, you know, hit the metrics sort of thing. However, this story is actually better done at a slower pace because a lot of the jokes repeat from chapter to chapter.
Yeah.
They're good jokes, but they can get a bit repetitive by the end.
Treasure hunter, huh? Have you ever come across any amethysts?
I don't recall ever seeing anything.
Which is funny because amethysts aren't exactly the rarest
No,
of.
they're pretty
I
common.
did.
That's a shame.
So anyway, you are absolutely sure any desire the winner has will be granted? I have so many things I wanted, it'd be impossible to choose. I know. I can
This is a lot of cutscenes.
for 100 more.
Yeah, that's actually why I picked this game as a, you know, as a racing game to play because it's actually got a story to it. Whereas Mario Kart, there's not really any story to
Brace myself into
Mario Kart. Just be doing the Grand
Oh,
Prix.
he's not going to bother racing himself. He's going to force us to do it.
You should join the race.
Because Chocobo's got a car.
You're fast on your feet. I think you
But you need a vehicle.
I mean,
excellent chance.
technically, Chocobo is a vehicle.
Can run. Yes.
Poor mentally deficient Chocobo who can't talk.
Yeah, I don't understand.
All I have is find him a ride.
A funny part is that the voice lines, whenever you, if you speed up things, whenever you sort of like cut to the next thing, before the next bit of sound plays, the voice line still keeps going.
Oh.
Gently sparkling behind his dashing goggles. Nobody knows who he is, but everybody knows his name.
I do apologize if you're hearing sniffles throughout this thing.
Racing Hero X is
Yeah, it's... I'm still sniffling as well,
What's
so...
with the big grand entrance? You've been standing there the entire time. Am I right?
As annoying as Atla is to race against, he can burn for how annoying he is as a racer going
Yeah.
against. He is the one who points out a lot of this stuff.
I present to you this present. It's sure to come in handy.
Shoes.
That's not all. As a special bonus, I'll give you some whiskers.
Oh,
with
weed.
Chocobo.
Thank you.
This time, was there a last time? I don't
It's funny because he doesn't give in Chocobo's Racing, the original, which I'm assuming they're referring to. He isn't the one who gives Chocobo the vehicle. I'm assuming he's referring to one of the other Chocobo games with at least the Whisper Weed. Maybe because I know card game hero, Battle Hero X gave you stuff in the Chocobo film.
That was the Mystery Dungeon game.
Did you know there was a sequel to that card game one
No.
for the DS? It was Japan only, unfortunately.
That explains why I didn't know about it. I am not Japan.
It also had a completely different continuity.
Talk about rude.
That sounds about right.
from one moogle to another. Whatever.
With the only thing similar being that Sid was a novel writer.
I know
and the
what
Chocobo
my
and Sid knew each other.
first wish is going to be to have him publicly executed.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, what is with that backwards talking moogle? He still yells Koopa? We've evolved beyond that!
This is your first race.
It's tradition, Koopo! It's Neanderthal behavior!
Magicite boxes on the race course.
I'll just say yada 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 yada.
People learn magic everywhere!
Gain haste magicite from them.
Yeah.
You can also retrieve crystals on the course.
Leering, it's a huge problem, says Camilla's pa.
Crystals are like literally meant to be like this rare resource used to like protect the world with great magical powers.
Now collect 10 of them and you get a speed boost.
And they're coming out of eggs.
Also, Chocobos have an ability known as Chocobo Dash. It increases
Here, I'll explain the ability that Chocobo should already know himself.
Thank you. Oh, that was that thing that was increasing when I was drifting.
You'll understand once you give it a try.
So you Chocobo Dash too? No.
Oh, he just slid back in frame.
Can I also join Kupo? You're still here?
Feels very customized. Sticker.
It's just those three. You unlock more stickers doing the online GP mode. Funny enough, I went for the wings too.
Oh, costumes. That's stuff you have to pay money for.
Yeah.
Color.
Only Chocobo's the only one with unlockable costumes at the moment.
Oh, he just changes the color of his shoes.
Yeah. You do get more characters, and it's worth experimenting with the characters whilst you've got chances you go through the story mode, because the last 3 chapters, you've only got a choice of 3 characters.
Oh. Bit rude.
Unless you do the extra mode, which you unlock after completing the game, where you can choose any character. But they also changed the mission requirement, as you'll soon see, because the mission requirement is... Oh, okay, different, but...
Player must place first.
Yeah, most missions, however, have the requirement instead be...
Oh, I've got a sticker on the back of my head as well.
Most missions requirements are instead to make sure you get ahead of a specific player. So you can actually win races by coming in 7th, so long as the one person you have to outdo is in 8th.
Yeah.
The exceptions being so like this beginning one, and like chapter 7 and 8, where you have to come in like chapter 7 you have to come in top 4, chapter 8 you have to come in first, and this is the prologue, you have to come in first as well. But otherwise, you'll like beat this specific person in a race.
Oh. Okay. It didn't let me drift there.
Yeah, you often can't drift using a lot of the super moves. You can also go through her flower rings to actually boost your speed.
Ah. Well, I didn't come first.
Don't worry, I lost a lot of mine the first time round as well.
Perfect
Except, ironically, the final levels.
Play again. They don't give you much space to drift on this map. It's like a very claustrophobic racetrack. I don't.
That's usually the case with a lot of the shorter. Well, funny thing is, I was actually thinking the other day of why I'm not actually a big fan. You know, even though we did have some fun playing it, I'm not a huge fan of like Mario Kart 8 on the Switch sort of thing, and I wasn't a big fan of Mario Kart Wii. And I think, ironically, the problem I feel with it, in particular, is that the tracks are way too big in Mario Kart nowadays.
Yeah.
Because they've got like 16 races at once sort of thing, the tracks are really wide. Also, you can do tricks, by the way. If you press the drift button just as you go over a ramp, you do an air trick and get a bit of speed.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Racing Heroes X's super is like a energy beam that stuns people. Camilla's super seems to just help more people out than herself, gotta be honest. Camilla's Pa's super is way too good.
Yeah.
Because his super is his tractor gets the turns into a combine harvester.
Yeah.
So it gets a speed boost, hits anyone who's at the side of him because of the widest spread of a combine harvester, and he also throws out water behind him to trip people up as well.
Jesus. Okay.
I'm so glad I'm known as Claire now instead of Fat Hooded Chocobo. Oh, why were you named as Fat Headed Chocobo? Because I drive everywhere. You'll soon become Fat Chocobos too. Nah, that's why we're sticking the rollerblades. Against a car? Against a car.
Surely it'll work. Your age, how old are you?
Chocobo, how did it go?
He's the age of Camilla's Pa.
You've got some real talent.
How does everyone understand what he's saying?
Grand Prix. Until we
Well, it's like in Tekken how every character speaks their nationality and yet they all understand each other perfectly.
That's true.
so much fun. Oh no. Are you feeling left out, Aqua? As if. I was just thinking that by entering, it'd increase our chances of winning toothballs.
That's also a reference to the original Chocobo Racing, wherein
There is no luck in
Moogle wasn't originally a racer at first, saw Chocobo having fun, and he's like, Sid, make me a ride too!
I know that much. Now, if only I had a ride.
You might want to visit the local test track then.
I think I've done something to my wrist because it's hurting a lot.
We have a local test track? Yeah! Everyone's obsessed with driving around here! The pollution is terrible!
Why do you think no one visits this place? The smoke in the air is unbearable.
Come on, Chocobo.
Do you know how many fatalities we've had?
Why do you think there's only 5 of us?
Maybe I'll go too.
You take care, Camilla.
I will.
Live and be free away from this horrible nightmare of Plant Village!
Escape and never return.
I shall fend off the mutant cars!
Ka-chow!
No, Lightning McQueen, you'll not get my daughter! So we should probably end the episode here, but again, sorry if I sound a bit funny.
You don't need to apologise for being ill.
Yes, blame Rafi for that.
I'm not taking the blame. I intentionally stay away from people when I'm ill. It's not my fault if you are all...
Hey, you got it first, you spread it about.
No, I'm not taking the blame. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe for Chocobo Racing.
Well, Chocobo GP. I know, it's really confusing. I kept calling it Chocobo Racing 2, but the last game was the very first of the second one.
Yeah, but we're
Was Chocobo
Chocobos
Racing.
that are racing.
Yeah.
So we're Chocobo Racing.
They could have just called it Chocobo Racing 2, but...
Bye.
Cheerio!